This is basically like Batman's utility belt. It can do so many things, and I'm going to share some of the best ones with you. Maybe pause the video and go get yourself a notebook right now, because you're going to want to be all over this when we're done here. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura from How to Get Your Shit Together, and I help busy women get organized, get motivated, and get journaling. If you are not journaling, you're wasting your life. I'm sorry, but I genuinely believe that's true. There are so many benefits that you are missing out on, so many things that journaling can fix in your life. I wish I had started so many years ago. My life would be so different right now. If you are not already doing it, just drink the Kool-Aid and get the following kicks. The biggest reward for me is having a list of all of my achievements. Before I started journaling, and maybe you feel this too, but I never felt like I was really achieving anything. I would look back at the end of the year, reflect on everything, and I really just couldn't think of anything that I had done. I mean, yeah, maybe one or two major things, but the year just seemed so ordinary and uneventful. Now that I journal, I can look back and see every single thing I did, every success I had, big and small, and it makes me feel great. It makes me feel so much better about my life. It makes me feel worthwhile, and it motivates the shit out of me. If you have ever thought, I'm really not doing all that much with my life, or I don't feel like I'm making any great progress, then start writing down all of your wins, both big and small, and see just how long that list gets. It is a great feeling to see how far you've really come. Another big benefit is that it documents your life. You have a record of all of the things that you did, which for me is a lot. All the friends you made, all the lessons you learned, so many lessons. All the adventures you went on. It is the story of you. I can look back at any time over the last 2 or 3 years and tell you what I was doing during that time. Now, I mean, I don't write down every single tiny little detail, but I can tell you what projects I was working on, what my priorities were then, where I was, what stage my business was at, what milestones I was hitting, what I was really struggling with, what I was super excited about. Things I would otherwise have forgotten, and I definitely would have forgotten because I have a terrible memory. What was I saying? Having a note of all of the things I've done really makes me feel like I am living a full life. Again, sometimes it can feel like we are just wasting our lives, like we're not doing anything of any significance, but flipping through all of these entries, that's my life. That's how I filled it up. That is what I spent it doing. And someday when a scout asks me, how I grew my business, or how it felt to move to the US, or what her favorite color was when she was 3, I will be able to tell her. It's also a wonderful documentation of her life. I write down all her milestones, all of the crazy things she does, all the hilarious things she says, the things she likes, the things she doesn't like, who her little friends are, what she's learning, what she's interested in. Like right now, 2 of her favorite things to say are you serious right now? And how dare you? So many times I have reread old entries and they just warm my heart because that's my baby. So many moments that I would have forgotten have been captured forever in here. So many, oh yeah, moments. And I can share those with my husband, and then he can remember them and we can reminisce about them together. It's lovely. Journaling also helps you to get to know yourself on a much deeper level than ever before. I have meditated in my life, and I've had long, deep and meaningful conversations with family and friends. I've really sat down and thought about things, but there's just something about working things out on paper that I have not been able to replicate in any other way. I have had so many insights into myself, so many revelations, so many breakthroughs, even on topics that I have pondered before. things that I thought I knew about myself, things that I thought I understood. But when I started writing them down, it forced my brain to go beneath the surface. I think that when you try to formulate a thought, it can become so much clearer. A lot of thoughts in our head are incomplete, they're just tiny little snatches of things, fragments. And there are so many of them that you can be just getting to grips with something when another thought will just barge in and take over. But writing about it really helps to focus your mind on it. Try journaling for just 5 days, and I can almost guarantee that you will write something that will make you stop and go, oh, 5 days. Just before I move on to the final benefit, and it is a really good one if you suffer from anxiety or if you're just a bit of a worrier. I know I will get a lot of questions about what I use, so let me quickly share that. I have used various different notebooks, as you can see back here. Right now I am doing a form of journaling called Morning Pages. It is 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing every morning, and I am using this A5 rhodiummines notebook. They sent me these 2 beautiful notebooks during the summer. They're dot grid. I'm a sucker for a dot grid, and rounded corners. Love me a rounded corner. They do also have lined though, if that is your preference. PU leather hardcover. It's got an elasticated closure. You've got 2 bookmarks in here, and it also has a back pocket. Pretty standard fare for a notebook. They do pride themselves on a minimalist design, so there is no index in here and the pages are not numbered. So if you are doing something like maybe bullet journaling, that may be an issue for you. Honestly, it's not for me. But one of the best things about it is that in the back pocket, there is some loose paper for a pen test. I love this idea because I always feel like pen tests just take up valuable space in your notebook. Like, this is prime real estate. So I really appreciate that. The paper is ridiculously smooth, and as you can see, it held up really well in the pen test. Minor bit of ghosting, and then the Sharpie marker. I don't even know why I use those for a pen test. They always bleed through everything. It is 100 GSM paper, which is better than a lot of notebooks out there, including some of the biggest, most well-known brands. You can get the dot grid with 206 pages for just under $20, or the lined comes in 192 pages, and that is just under $16. And they often run offers, so I will link their shop and their socials below. They also have a good blog. But if you are looking for a really good quality notebook that, in my opinion, and I have tried oodles of notebooks, is one of the best ones out there, then this is definitely worth trying, the Rhodiummines. I am seriously impressed with this. Okay, back to the benefits. Oh, and comment if you would like them to give me a discount code that I can share with you. I'm sure if I can show them that there's enough interest, they might just do it. And let me know in the comments what you currently use as your journal. Okay, apart from all the deep stuff, journaling is actually amazing for helping you to stop sweating the small stuff. I look back over old entries where I was worrying about something, and it seemed big at the time, but with the benefit of hindsight, I can see that it was entirely inconsequential. When I am stressing about how much I have to do, I look back at some of the busiest periods in my life and I see that I got through them, and I see how I got through them. When I'm worrying about a new situation, I look back at all of the times that I was facing the unknown and nothing bad happened. So even though I might have a lot going on, even when the shit hits the fan, I feel much better equipped to deal with it. I know that things will work out. I can see that I have just wasted so much time worrying about things that never happened, or even if they did happen, weren't nearly as bad as I thought they were going to be. I mean, I'm still here. So now, when I am faced with something scary, I remind myself that someday it will just be an old journal entry that I will be looking back on. I had a really big breakthrough recently when I was doing my morning pages, and I'm going to be sharing a video on that soon, so subscribe and you won't miss that. In the meantime, if you're interested in diving into one of my journals and seeing a complete flip through, then click on over to this video. Until then, Cura míle maith agaibh, agus feici mé sibh se go luath. Slán!